Hi all, I wanted to do a quick tutorial on using Photoshop for converting your pictures into black and white, and just to show you a few little quick tips for adjusting the images as well. So I've got an image up on the screen in Photoshop here, and I want to be able to go in and turn this to black and white. So one of the things I would recommend first off is to make sure you're on the same screen space or workspace that I'm on here. So easiest way for checking to do that is go up under Window and under Workspace and choosing Photography here. That's going to bring up these tools here, so they'll be kind of consistent in what you're being able to see in here. So again, you can see over here our layers palette. There's our background layer. I usually go ahead and recommend copying your background so that you have a new layer for being able to work with here. So I'm just going to take and duplicate this layer so I have a copy here. And so I want to work on the background file and not on the original layer there. So really easy for doing the conversion, or you're going to use one of the adjustment layers for doing the conversion to black and white. If you remember, we have several different kinds of adjustment layers here to be able to work with. The black and white one is here. It's the one that's half black, half white. Makes sense. So when you click on this, it creates that adjustment layer and changes your image to black and white. Now you could just leave it as is like that, or you can go in and do some tweaking to be able to help make your image look a little bit better, do some different things with it here. So for example, we can lighten and darken specific colors within the image itself based on these colors that we have on the screen here. So for instance, if I wanted to be able to maybe make the leaves on the trees maybe a little darker, I could just go in and darken the greens, and you'll see them darken down some in the picture. Now there's also a lot of yellows in the image as well, and so you can adjust the yellows in here as well. You'll see it kind of affects some of the green as well, because they do have yellow as part of that coloration in there. And I can make the bushes kind of jump out over there on the side a little bit more. Okay, so the green a little darker, the yellow a little lighter. Also with the skies, we can go in and use the blue to be able to make the sky a little darker, maybe even the water reflection a little darker if we want to, or even brighter if we wanted to go that direction. So these are just tools for being able to help change how these different tones will appear in the picture itself as well. So those things we can be able to adjust. You also have an option here where we can be able to click on where we can change colors based on where your mouse is at here. And if you do that option, let me go back to our adjustment layer here. Okay, we can go to the image here and be able to do a slide on those particular colors and be able to lighten and darken those particular colors in the image itself as well. So those two options there you can use to be able to help be able to do some adjustments there. There's also an auto black and white that you can also click on, which that's going to do just kind of an average on the scene, which is kind of close to what you might have gotten when you first opened the image up on it like that. So I'm going to go back and add that yellow brightness in so the bushes kind of stand out, and the green darkness down just a little to give some really good contrast in the image. So use these adjustments for being able to adjust and create your own black and white images. You can definitely go in and be able to make some fine tuning afterwards if you need to use one of the other kinds of adjustments for being able to get the tones the way you really want it to be. Definitely use that for doing those adjustments. Remember, for black and white, it's really a lot about taking it and making it the way that you see fit for the adjustments on the image there. So definitely go in and do that tweaking to make your images look as strong as you want to. Now, once we've got this done here, we'll have all of these. And if I go in to save the image, it's going to give me an option here to save as, and it automatically defaults as the Photoshop file. So Photoshop is the format is going to let us be able to save the layers and the adjustments that are in here so that you can go back and be able to do more to it if you want to. Okay, so you definitely might want to save that as your original image. and make sure you know where it's going to, and save that. That's going to have the layers. Now, if we're turning into the assignment, we need a JPEG file. So what we want to do is go up under and do a file save as, and we're going to change this to a JPEG file down here in the options. Okay, choose that location where you're going to save it to. Click save. It's going to ask for what kind of option as far as quality on it here. So on quality, anywhere from 8 to 12 is fine. I'm going to lower it down to 8 to make the file just a little bit smaller for upload. Okay, and just say OK. And there we have it. We have our image set up where we can be able to turn it in.